to another insider, and this week I'm talking about something I've mentioned before, but it came about on a personal conversation recently, and I decided to talk about this once more. And I'm talking about flexibility and really what it means to be flexible and what does it mean to be flexible in the translation industry, because I think sometimes there might be a few misconceptions out there and people may think flexibility is one thing when in reality it may mean another. So come with me and let's talk about flexibility. So let's talk about flexibility. Let's do it. And this is something that it's thrown away all the time. Now with the recent phenomenon of working from home, this is always thrown away. And now we even have ads, job ads, with the words flexibility. Sometimes they even call them hybrid because they allow the person to do a mix of working from home and have a few days that they have to be in the office. This is becoming the norm. Of course, some companies still insist in the working in the office environment. Each company is different. Each job will be different. Now, this is for office workers. This will be flexible, even though it is true that since the pandemic and when this working from home model started to be applied in most companies, if not all companies, because there was no other way of working back in those terrible years, people had to adjust to that model at first, and then they realized they were working more because now the office is right there. They are expected to get emails at any hour, and because the office is right there, they are expected to address the issue right away. Well, that's flexibility for you. That's flexibility, but also, for example, if they are working from home and if they have to just drive to drop off the kids, they can drop off the kids at school and then come back. It's easier for them to do. The kids won't need to take the bus, or it's easier just to go on a quick school run and get the kids back. There's a time that they obviously not going to be in the office, home office that is, but they can compensate because obviously they then will work way beyond the time. And I see that happening a lot. And for example, in the IT sector, we see that a lot because it's a very demanding sector. And when an IT system goes down, where there's something wrong, obviously the teams must work immediately to mitigate the problem and get it solved. So it's something that is very common. I know it happens in other industries, so it's not just IT, but that is one of the industries that I see happening a lot. For other sectors, for entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, if you like, for example, the case of translators, we can be flexible, but that flexibility must work in a different way. It depends on first of all, the industry that you are working with and what you want to do. For example, and this was the reason I did this video today. I was talking to a family member and he has a business. He runs his own business in the tradesman, in the trades industry. So he's a tradesman. So he was telling me he can be flexible. If he's not feeling very well, he can start because he has a few health problems that sometimes, he needs to stay home because he's not feeling well. And that will cause them, to work in flexible hours, what people would consider flexible hours. It is possible, and in his industry is possible because usually clients are receptive that when they contact someone, when they contact a plumber, when they contact an electrician, when they contact air conditioning service or a pest control service or something, they are not expecting that that tradesman is on their door the next 5 minutes. They are not expecting that. They are contacting the tradesman to know about their availability and price, and then establish a date for the works to be to commence. So that's how these industries work. So that flexibility is acceptable because the all dynamics of the work is set differently. For us translators, we still can be flexible. Don't get me wrong, we can, but we need to see things differently. It's all about choices, and you need to know, and we all do. I tell this to my daughter every day, that every action has a consequence. If you do the right choice, you have the good consequence. If you do the bad choice, you have the bad consequence. That is how it is. It's non-negotiable. That happens to everyone. So in our business, what happens is, for example, if we need to take a day off, we need to compromise that we might lose 1 or 2 projects or more, because there might be some emails that come, they get the bounce back, the autoresponder, and they know we are not in office. Even if we assess that email through the mobile phone and acknowledge the client and say, well, I'm sorry, I'm not in the office today, I will be available tomorrow, that client might have already contacted another translator, because that's what they do. When you receive an email, a whole bunch of other colleagues have also received that email, and possibly another colleague has already answered and provided a quote that has been approved, and you lost the job, and you have to accept that. And it's perfectly fine, because everyone has the right to be sick. Everyone has the right to take a day off because they need to go to the doctor, or because their children are sick, or something like that. It is something that everyone can do. It's a right that we have. It's a work right. So if you are an entrepreneur or solopreneur, if you like, it's no different. You're running your own business, you are your own employee, but you still have the same rights. You still have the same needs. You still get sick. You still have your children getting sick. You still have very important issues to take care of. And of course, that is a compromise. You have to take a day off. You have to compromise that you might lose jobs because of that. So it's a given. It's something that happens with everyone. But for example, when we set our business, and that's what I tell my mentees and what I tell my students in my courses, and you can look at Teachable, and I have beautiful courses for you that can help you with this. And what I always say is, when you set your business, when you start your business, that's why it's so important to have planning. That's why you should plan your business. You should have your business plan, because when you start, you have everything set up, and you start from fresh, and you start what you're going to do, and that's what it is. I'm not saying you cannot change it later, but again, actions have consequences. If you change it, you must know that you may have to compromise on other things. For example, if you change your times, you may lose clients. And that's where this flexibility thing comes about, is that, for example, I know colleagues that are not a morning person. I myself, I'm not a morning person, but what work is concerned, I really like to start at 9 a.m. and do a 9 to 5, because I also could not work at night. I cannot really be on a computer at night. I'm too tired, and I wouldn't be able to provide my clients with the quality they are used to if I was working, for example, at 11 p.m. or at 2 or 3 a.m. However, this is what happened to me, but I know there are a lot of translators that actually like to work night shift. They like to do that because so many reasons, because they like the night, because they like the silence, there's less cars, less noises around, because they don't get interrupted as much. So many reasons. So for them, working that night shift is okay. And there's clients for everyone. So, for example, if you like the night shift, you set your working day to be night shift. I work nights. I can even think of a name for your business, the night translator, for example. Probably some colleague already taken it. That's possible. But what I'm saying here is, you cannot say, oh, this is a huge misconception. You cannot just say, today I'm just going to sleep in. I'm going to go and I'll start working around lunchtime. That's fine. I had a bad night. I didn't sleep last night, so I'm just going to sleep in. Well, you can. Theoretically, you can. But what would be the consequence of that? Well, you could lose jobs. The clients that you already have may see that and perceive that, well, this person is very unreliable because we never know when they are working and we never know when they are available. We need this project done, but we sent an email and we didn't get any response. So there's something wrong here. So that will jeopardize not only your reputation, but obviously your income. So it is okay to be flexible. You don't need to do a 9 to 5 like me or like other translators. You can do, I don't know, 6 to 12, 6 to 12 in the afternoon. You can do 12 to 12. It's up to you. You can really, and that's where the flexibility comes about. However, once you set that timetable, you need to be reliable so your clients know where to find you and when to find you. Because if you start changing this, they will, signal that you are not reliable, that you are not trustworthy, because they never know when you're going to be in. So that's not a very good option. And of course, you're running your business, you want to run a profitable business, and this will damage your bottom line. So it's okay to be flexible. We can be flexible, but it's not that idea that we just work when we want, we do whatever we want at the time we want. It's not that feasible in translation, because projects come at a very fast pace. Sometimes you may receive 2 projects at the same time. You quote for the 2 projects. You may get the 2 projects and then you have to set up different dates. The first one to be approved will be the first one to be served, obviously. And then you have to tell the other client that you already have one project and you have to do it the next day. Or you might get these 2 projects coming at the same time. You may quote for the 2 projects and you may lose them both because someone else has quoted differently and the client decided to go with someone else. So this is all part of our job. This is all part of being an entrepreneur in the translation industry. And this flexibility is good, but we need to know how to set boundaries in this flexibility in order to run a profitable business and in order to do our job well and be and gain that good reputation in the market. It already happened to me so many times to be contacted by one of my regular clients, and I had to tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not available today, but I'll be in the office tomorrow morning if that is okay. And most of the times my client says, that's fine, tomorrow it's fine, because they know how reliable I am, they know the quality of my work, and they know that at 9 a.m. the next day, I'll be sitting here in my office and I will be doing the project for them, and I will deliver the project on a timely fashion, professionally, and they know the quality that they will get. So they know they're not going to have a translation full of errors that they have to proofread and go over and over and over again with it. They know that they get a final product and that's it. So that is also important. If you keep that consistency, you keep that trust of your clients, and that trust will eventually translate in more flexibility. If you receive a project from that client and you say, I'm sorry, I really cannot work with this project today, would you be happy to do it tomorrow? If the client knows that you are reliable, that they can trust you, that your job has great quality, your work is of quality, they most likely be happy to wait for you rather than give it to another translator that may not have the same quality, or they may not perceive as having the same quality. Sometimes it's the perception, not exactly the reality. I'm not saying that I'm better than any of my colleagues. I'm just talking on a client's perspective, and sometimes they may have the perspective that you are better than another colleague because they know the other colleague less time than you, because they had a few mishaps with other colleague. It may be a lot of things. So you need to take this in mind, and you need to set your times, and once you set your times, be consistent with them. Of course, you can take a day off. Everyone does. Of course, you can be sick one day, take a sick day. That's fine. However, be consistent. And one of the things that is very important for translators, don't miss a deadline, because that can really damage your your reputation in the market. And if you start missing deadlines, clients will go away for sure. They will leave you. They won't think twice. They will just leave you, even if you have a lot good if you present them with quality work. If you miss deadlines too many times, they will leave you regardless, because they cannot afford to think that they have, because think about it, they're also running business. And if they are running a business and you tell them that that document will be on their desk, let's say tomorrow at 5 p.m., they plan their time and whatever they have to do with that document from that time on. And then if you tell them that the document will not be presented at that time because something happened, they will be upset. If it's something really, obviously, if you're really sick and you couldn't finish, yes, but if it starts happening a lot of times, the client will be obviously put off and they can walk away. So be aware of this as well. It's good to be flexible, and yes, we can be flexible, but we have to be consistent, and we have to show our clients reliability, trust, and most importantly, quality. So this is my 5 cents about flexibility. And that's all for today. I apologize for the noise. There's some car alarm outside. I hope you really like this, and I really hope it shine a light on this flexibility issue, because it's something that comes and goes all the time. And really, after the pandemic, with this working from home thing, it started being thrown away all the time. Everyone talks about it. Everyone, it's something seriously insane. And sometimes people think that flexibility is really being slack and not working at all, which is not actually. And we need to set these boundaries in order for that flexibility to work. Now, as you know, I've got my school at Teachable, Updated Words Learning, and there you find 3 wonderful courses. One that sets out all the pathways that you can take in order to become a translator, either through university or through a postgraduate diploma, a mix of both, because sometimes translators do that, and how also to harvest possible skills that you already have and use them in your translation career. That is one of the courses, choosing the right qualification in translation, because it is very important that you have the right qualifications to do this job. Then if you want a business plan, because we are business people, we are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever you want to call it, we are business people and we need a business plan. And in this course, I will tell you how you prepare your business plan, your marketing plan, your website, how to deal with social media, everything. You will get all at once your financial plan, everything that you need to start your own business. So when you start, you already know everything and you have everything set up and you can start with confidence. In this course, I talk about creating your own tools, but I also thought that I could elaborate on that and create another course, which I released this year, about tools. And on that course, I actually go deep onto this topic and I teach you how to create the tools yourself. In detail, I teach you how to create your business management system, your invoicing system, your timesheet support if you need, and even your glossaries. So it's another course that it really is very specific, very practical, obviously, because most of the course is really building those platforms for you. And of course, you can combine the courses. I've got my plans. You got the Pro package, where you can combine the qualifications course and the business course. You have the full business plan for those who have already started their business and want to take it to another level and want just a bit of a business side guideline, and then you can go for the business plan, where you can purchase the business course and the tools course, and you get a few mentoring sessions with me, 5 mentoring sessions with me. And of course, if you are really starting and you really want all that guides, leadership, that guidance, you can go for the full membership, the full mentoring program rather, and then you have the 3 courses and you have 15 mentoring sessions with me, where you can ask all your questions and get those questions answered and get that guidance you need. You can find me on Teachable. I'll leave the link below so you can go and visit my school and obviously purchase one of my courses. And soon I will have some surprises as well. So now I would like to thank you. If you really like this video and if you like the channel, please put a like and subscribe the channel with a click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Next week, actually, there won't be an insider because of the public holidays. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching. See you. Bye.